Thanks for having me here. I'm actually Alana Merrill. We just look a little different. Alana usually has been here, but she's sick. She would love to be here. She's off until December the 5th. And I'm a new person to the Aurora Research Institute. I've only been with them for 11 months. And this presentation that you see, which I'm not going to show you all of this was something that I put together for the Public Health Association, who had asked me to give them a little talk about research in the North, but it does have slides that I think are related to what our ARI is all about. So you can just move the next one, but forget that. Yeah. So this just demonstrates where ARI is in the territories. So it's Inuvik, in Fort Smith, and in Yellowknife. And each office is a little bit different. I know there's probably researchers here who've spent time in Inuvik, and Inuvik offers a lot of, you can get a boat and a motor, just exactly what Mary Ellen was talking about, a place to sleep, you can get computer access, you can find a lot of help about the North from people there, and even in Fort Smith, actually, there's more places to stay and a residence, and because now, especially because it's connected to the head office of Aurora College. Here in Yellowknife, though, this is just a little thing, we don't have a campus. And so ARI's office is my office, and that's about what we have to offer. And so hopefully we will get more, but we do have the same as everybody else in terms of the infrastructure money. We also had improvements to Inuvik, and they have a new lab and a beautiful new facility, and I think there's a picture in the next. And hit again and you'll see the old and the new. Okay, there we go. And okay, on to the next slide. So this just gives you a little bit of the history of the research activity, I guess, in the Northwest Territories, because when the city of Inuvik actually was formed, there actually was a research office there at that time. So it was planned with Inuvik. And then you can see over time, right up to now, where 1995, they developed the 3 sites. And the next one. So here is ARI's mandate, which is to improve the quality of life for NWT residents by applying scientific, technological, and indigenous knowledge to solve northern problems and advance social and economic goals. So I think that we're here at a good time with that big mandate, and support really does play a big part. Just the next one. So, yeah. So you can see here's a list of some of the responsibilities then of the Aurora Research Institute, and many of them I think Mary Ellen spoke about. They're all the same things, what we're trying to do. But big, I think, for the researchers and the students in the room is the support. And we also are always looking for funding as well. But that's what we hope to do. Okay, the next one. Okay, I just thought you might be interested in this slide, because the one thing that ARI does have is a database that any of you could go into and see the type of research that's been done in the North before by researchers who actually obtained a license. There is some research we know that goes on where people don't have a license, although the Scientific Act says that you should have a license. So this is very interesting because you can see that research is growing, but you can also see here that there were times, like you can see the 99 split, because when we were all one territory. You can see in the 92, that was all kinds of seismic activity in the Beaufort. And so talking to people, especially at the meeting where I presented this, Dr. Ian Gilchrist was there, and he actually was able to tell me about health history related to what was happening and what he knew about health research. And okay, so the next one. Jonathan did these up at ARI, and so he was telling me that this is the type of research that's done, and I was particularly interested in how do you define what is a social science research and what is health research. And he was telling me that health is kind of, you know, all that clinical kind of stuff. And so I think when I presented this, of course, at Public Health, Dr. Gilchrist says to me, my goodness, we have to come up to date here and think about the new definition of health, that it's not merely the absence of disease, you know. And so there could be some question about the way these people are categorizing the research. And then the next one. So this just shows the activity of where the research is, again, per settlement area. And the next one. So this one I think is very interesting because for a lot of Northerners, we say, gee, we would like to have more research done by people at home. But I think my own daughter is at UBC, and she says, yeah, but I am from home. And I think that captures a lot of this southern Canada. A lot of people who do, they may be in a southern university, but they actually, a lot of them have interests, have lived in the north, have been in the north, and those are established places. And I think it's probably, even that 29% of northern Canada, I think that's probably a lot of government projects. I don't know that for sure, but I just think it's kind of interesting to look at that and think about it. Okay, the next slide. Okay, yeah, so you can go to that webpage and that's how you get a research license. And what's on next? I can't remember. Oh yes, this was what Mary Allen was referring to. So these are, you know, it's a very busy looking thing, but there's all kinds of different groups under the Science Act where you have to go to get a license, and we don't do rocks either. Prince of Wales looks after the archaeology and the anthropology type things. The next one. So this is also interesting, I think, because the Northwest Territories did not have a science agenda at all until 2009. So hopefully, by having a group of Northerners get together through a dialogue, that they actually establish some priorities. And hopefully that will move us to some policy development. I remember what's next. Oh, and of course the International Polar Year. If Alana was here, she would want me to say something. So we saw a lot more research activity then, 44 Canadian projects, 24 in the WT. And just the little, remember to go to Montreal, and you'll hear about the knowledge to action. Okay. Oh, never mind that one. Everyone here knows that, or that one. Okay, so I think we could stop there, and I'll pass it on to you.